Gates just threw a bunch of blueberries on the floor, so I'm cutting blueberries as we speak. So he's
Wait,
satisfied.
you named him Gates?
Yes, he's my actually Adam named him Gates. So yes, his last or his first name's Gates, last name Gottschalk.
So it's not Gates.
No.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. This is Zachary Reality, and you are listening to Zachary Reality. Hey, bring the baby in here. He's so cute. How old is he?
He'll be 1 next week, and he is just a mess right now. His blueberry face, his blueberry outfit. He's tired. We're going to try to get through this podcast.
Oh my God. See, the mom life seems so exhausting. Obviously, it's so rewarding. You love him,
Yes.
but I can tell that, like, even preparing for this interview, you were so scatterbrained. Do you
Yes.
ever get a day off?
I do have my mom doesn't live in state, but Adam's mom lives here in Dallas, and so she helps out a lot. But I also have a babysitter, but like I told you, she only comes like once or twice a week whenever I need her, but she's recovering from being sick. So we've been on our own for a couple of weeks, and Mama needs a break.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Hi,
Say
Gabe.
hi. Can you wave?
Can you wave?
Yeah. We're getting really close to
I think he
uh
sees me though.
bedtime. Yeah. He needs a nap. He's like kind of glazed over at this point.
Okay. Well, should I just start asking you questions? Are
Yeah,
you
let's
ready
get
for
into
it?
it. I'm
Let's get
ready.
into it. If you guys are joining, welcome back to my channel. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, rate, review. Gates is gonna be getting in on the convo. So
I know.
that should honestly be the new audio track for this podcast.
Yeah.
Like the new little intro,
Right.
uh, uh. Oh my God. So we just missed each other in Arizona.
Yes. This is our
How,
second time we've missed each other.
yeah.
Yes.
How was
So
your
how is
trip? You go
my
first.
trip was amazing. I know yours was like an eat, pray, love kind of small trip, but ours was just visiting some friends for 24, well, not even 48 hours. I say 24 hours, but it was a little more than that. Just a parents getaway, and it was really fun. I've never been to Flagstaff before, and with all of my with all of my TikTok reels are showing me Flagstaff because I'm on Sister Wives TikTok right now. So
So that's how you
I
ended up there?
no, but I was just so excited to go. Our friends have a house there, but I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to
Oh.
Sister Wives land.
So what is Sister Wives is like reality show where like they're dating the
Yes.
same guy?
Yes, on TLC, and there's like a whole bunch of drama with the sister wives, and they all live in Flagstaff randomly. And
No
so, yeah.
way. Did you
Mm-hmm.
get to see any of them or see any of the locations they were filmed?
I didn't, but I think we didn't really get out much because, like I told you that day, the roads were closed. It was really
Mhm.
snowy, bad weather, so we didn't get out much. But
Did you see the
anyway,
Grand Canyon?
I did not. I did not. It
Okay,
was
me
so
neither.
quick in and out.
Yeah, but it was such a beautiful state. I've never been before, and I was just like really in awe of like how magical it was.
Adam went to U of A. And so he
Okay.
always says if he was to live anywhere else besides here in Dallas, it would be in Arizona. He loves the state so much. And it is such a beautiful state.
Yeah, it really is. So what part of Dallas are you in?
Well, right now, we just did a down payment for a new house that will be built in the next couple of years. But right now, we're like lovers in the tollway area, I guess you would say. We're like in the heart of
Okay.
Dallas.
So
Yeah.
you're building a new house and then you're gonna have more babies.
Yes, exactly.
Do you still own your boutique, Shop Grace Wade?
I do not. I actually sold it last year, actually, like in December. So, December of 2021. And I wasn't planning on selling it, but it just got to the point where I was going to have to hire a bunch of people. I was going to have to sell it, and I got an offer I couldn't refuse. So I just sold it, and I thought I would be really sad, but it was kind of a relief because I'm just in a new chapter, you know?
Yeah. But did you open one in Dallas too?
No, so I had a brick and mortar store in Arkansas. And
Yeah.
then when Adam and I got serious and I moved here to Dallas, I just moved everything online. And then I had a warehouse here in Dallas.
Okay.
So it wasn't like an actual store you could go into, it was just all online.
And now you're up to like full-time mommy, and I see you're
Yes.
on YouTube. I've been like stalking you to
Yes.
like prepare for our chat. So I feel like you're still
Yes.
posting a lot. So how do you even like make time to do that?
I feel like with the baby, it has made me manage my time a lot better. Even though I'm really still scatterbrained a lot of the time, I can manage my time really well. So if there's something that I want to do, I make sure to block off a time. And like things happen, and sometimes the baby doesn't cooperate, but I'm pretty good at keeping on task, you know?
Yeah,
But
for sure.
YouTube is so fun. YouTube is like my little hobby that's like just for me. And I just love getting on there because I feel like it's even more of a family on there because it's just so intimate because I am so small. So I share a little bit more on there. I open up a little bit more, and I have like a goal to be posting twice a week on YouTube this year.
Oh, cool.
And so far, 1 week down and we've done it. So
Are you editing your videos?
yeah, I do everything myself. Yeah.
It's the editing is the most work,
It
I've
is.
noticed,
It
because
is the
a
most
lot
work.
of YouTubers do like lives, and like
Yes.
that's just I feel like makes it so much easier. But then like you want to like put effort into it, but then the editing takes
Totally.
days.
Yes, and I'm still learning how to edit. You know, I started YouTube last year before the baby or something like that, and then I fell off and then came back. I wasn't very consistent, and so in just finding the time to study how to edit and what I'm actually doing has taken a long time too. So
Oh yeah, I can imagine. You are so cute, Gates.
he is
We're
so
just gonna keep
sweet.
acknowledging that the baby's here. This is the most laid
Yeah,
back
he's
interview
wrestling me.
convo ever. Raven is the mommy goals here.
Oh, you're so
Um,
sweet.
wait, tell me how you found me and discovered me on TikTok.
Oh gosh, I think I found you. When did I find you? Like maybe 2021? And one thing that I really loved about you that was different than what other people were doing is that you didn't really give your opinion. You just let your fans and the fans of the show give their opinion. I really love that because you were non-biased, and in anything you said, you love someone, you hate someone, you just like gave the facts, and I just really love that.
And
And
you
you
could tell when I didn't like someone either.
yeah, but you never said it though. You
Yeah.
never said it. People are allowed to change their minds too, and I think you
Yes.
allow room for that with how you're never like married to something,
Hmm.
and I think that's very smart. And I just really appreciated the way you just kind of deliver stuff. And
Yeah.
so I
I
think,
like
I
to show
mean,
all sides.
yeah, and I think like people recognize that about you too.
Okay, cool. I hope so. Yeah, well, I am doing like hosting and reporting, so I think it's really important to be non-biased. But I think it's
Totally.
also just like my personality where I just like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I'm really non-judgmental. I love when you
Yes.
texted me when we were in Arizona. You're like, you're in your 20s, you get to just mind your business. And it's funny because like in my job, I'm like in everyone's business, but at the same time, if you know me, I truly like am in no one's business. Like I could give a
Yes.
fuck. Like I don't
Yes.
care.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I love that you can see that and we can just kind of click that way because you've always been one of my favorites too. I loved you on the show.
Oh,
I
it's so
really did.
sweet.
So long ago,
I
right?
know
It's been
it's
like a
so long
decade.
ago. I feel so far removed from the show. Like I love watching the show. Adam has not missed a show since we've been together. He will like turn it
Wow.
on, and he will be laughing at Bachelor in Paradise, and I can hear him all the way in the other room. I'm like, "What are you laughing at?" He's like, "Bachelor in Paradise. There's some wild stuff going on, but it's really kind of weird to see like, oh, we actually did that. We're so like removed from it, you know?"
Yeah, but don't you think it's gone downhill? Like, do you still find enjoyment in it? Because I just don't think it's good anymore. And I don't know if that's just because I've talked about it too much, where I'm like, it's like whatever it's called. Like I've covered it too much where I want to move on,
Yeah.
or if the show is just like really bad now. What is your take?
Well, I think I'm in the same boat as you. I think I've seen so much of it, and I know like there are some interviews I'm like, oh yeah, that producer did that interview with that person, or like
Oh
that
yeah.
sounds like that. And it kind of took the magic away from me. And I think if you get too close to something, it can take the magic away. But I do appreciate the show for what it's worth. I personally love dating shows like Love
Me
is
too.
Blind
The
and
Ultimatum,
The Ultimatum. Yes, like all of those
Selling
shows.
Sunset's good too.
Yes. And so I personally wish the biggest change, like for the dynamic of the show, to get back to the roots of like finding love. Like it's supposed to be about love. Like when I went on the show, I remember telling my mom, I'm like, I'm like gonna fall in love. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be in love. And my
You
mom's
really
like,
thought that.
okay. I really thought that. And maybe that, I think that's harder to find in contestants now because the show brings so much more opportunity. And so to find that true love storyline is like,
But
and then
not
you
any,
see it.
but does it though? Because now people are gaining like only 11,000 followers a season. They used to gain a
Yeah.
million, and the ratings are like 50 to 60% down, in the words of Chris Harrison. I just listened to his podcast.
Yes.
So I kind of feel like it's just become too gimmicky. And I think that's what the issue has become. It's just like no one believes it anymore and it's mockery. And I wonder if like all the spoilers has just become so much the culture that like no one can take the show seriously. What was it like on your season with like spoilers? Did Vanessa get spoiled to win?
I
Or
think she did, but it was a long time after. I think like we usually like spoilers come out of the last top or the top three or the top two, and
towards
which
the
one
end?
won. But I think we had already been home and when it got spoiled. Like back then, they told us like delete your social media when you come on the show. And now they don't make you do that. And they don't the social media department for the actual show is a lot better because they'll make like memes and cute graphics and like really play into the show.
Yeah, but they don't get
And
like engagement. They don't get like viewership on it.
it's so weird to me. It's so weird. I mean, everyone knows that the show is changed. I don't think it's the
Mhm.
viewership that's like, oh, we're over this. I think it's something in this show's DNA right now that people are realizing is off.
Yeah, it's probably just like inauthentic. I think they need to just evolve and do a spin-off show where they follow the couples that we care most about in the real world. It's like pick
I
4 or 5 of
totally
them.
agree. I would even like to see like where are the villains now, our favorite villains. Where is Corinne from my season? What is she doing? I would like to see like all
Well,
these people you
she's
fall
doing
in love
crazy
with.
things.
As she should be. But like, I would love to see Sean and Catherine on a show. I would love to see Jared and Ashley. I would love to see some of these really successful couples. And if they would highlight the successful couples more, maybe we could reel people back in and reel the show back into it being about love.
See, I want to see something messier. I want to see the singles from the show all in one city, like Nashville. Like maybe a couple people could be together, and I want to see them like date and hook up with each other because we
Kind
get
of like Bachelor and Sit in the City, like
yeah,
Sex in
like
the City, but Bachelor in the
yeah,
City.
because
Yeah,
we get that with like Paradise, but I'm like I want to see that in the real world where they're all hanging out in
I
New
totally
York
agree.
or LA. And I think that would make a more interesting reality show because I think it's the format that we're just over it. Like we know it's a group date, we know it's a rose ceremony, we know the villain's
Yes.
gonna get the group date rose, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god!" And then she's gonna
Yeah.
come in with new dresses.
And there's going to be one in the top three that you're like, that person shouldn't be here. And you're like, why did they pick this person?
Yeah,
Or
they
like
had no
someone gets a
airtime.
hometown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Totally.
Did you think you were gonna get engaged to Nick, or did you know?
No, I knew I wasn't. I
How did
knew
you
I
know?
wasn't. I was going back and forth. Like I have such a great time with Nick when I was on his season. Like we had a blast together every date we went on, but there was just not that spark. And this had nothing to do with like Nick. This had more to do with my chemistry with him.
Yeah.
Is like I remember the producer saying, "You're gonna have to kiss him. Like you have to kiss him." I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to." And it didn't have anything to do with him. I just
Yeah.
needed a lot of alcohol to get me there.
Wait, so then why didn't you leave? Did you ever think about leaving?
Because in the moment, it's really like a social experiment. like in the moment, you are like, okay, this is the only person I'm going to be with, blah, blah, blah. And you don't have access to TV, music, anything, and your whole world is this person. But then when you go home at night and you're like laying in bed and you start really thinking about this, you're like, I don't think so,
Yeah.
But then
So,
when you're
but
thrown
you went
back
all the
into it,
way.
yeah, I went all the way. Yeah. And then there were definitely moments that I thought for sure he
Mhm.
was the one. And then, but in real life, I feel like or you don't. And then
Yeah.
on the show, I was like, I know, no, I don't know. I know, no, I don't know.
So you weren't like surprised when he dumped you at the end,
Not at all. No,
but you
no,
just
no.
kind of had to like see it through. Did you
Yes.
ever think you were going to be the Bachelorette, or was it like, I'm always going to go to Paradise?
I always knew Rachel Lindsay would be the Bachelorette. I wrote her a note. Okay, I knew that she or me were going home. We kind of figured out Vanessa was number one.
Yeah.
And we couldn't see each other. So I wrote her a note and I said, don't be sad because you're going to be the next Bachelorette and we all know it. And I sent her the note. When she left, I just put it in her hand. I think if you watch it back when she goes home, I think you can see her holding my note because
No
I
way.
just knew. But after Paradise, and then they immediately asked me if I would go to Paradise. And of course, I love Paradise. Right before the filming of Paradise, one of the producers asked me not to be super involved with anyone because they wanted to leave it open for me to be.
Paradise.
Well, yeah, not to be involved with anyone in Paradise
Okay.
because they wanted to maybe make me the Bachelorette after Paradise. But I found Adam and it was just like I couldn't break up with him. It was just like, I don't know. It was that spark that I was missing in other relationships, that I knew it was like something special.
And it all worked out.
Yeah,
And
and it
now here
worked
we
out. And
are.
here we are. Yeah.
You would
And
have
I
been
could
such a good
not
Bachelorette, though.
Thank you. I honest to God thank God every day that I wasn't because I feel like there's so much pressure on the Bachelorette and I have such a beautiful life that I truly feel
Go get him
Can
if you
you
need
see
to.
him in
Yeah. He's entertaining
he's in the
everybody.
pantry.
Gate.
He loves vacuums. That's why he has a vacuum right there. And
Ooh. So
um
he's gonna help you clean the whole house.
he's obsessed with vacuums. I can pull a vacuum out and he's just like in the vacuum all the time. Come here, buddy.
Do you give him real ones or can you get like a fake vacuum? Like you can
He
put him to
has
work.
both.
Okay.
He has both. He has real and he has fake, but I think he's okay now.
But let me ask you a couple other random questions. Oh, I was wondering, I always wondered because I feel like you got Tia on the show, right? Did it ever like cross your mind and be like, wait, this is like my thing? Like, why would I want another one of my friends from my hometown to go on the show? Like, they're gonna steal the spotlight. Like, I feel like that was like really like selfless of you because most people would never do that with like their friend or their sibling,
Yeah, no, I never looked at it that way. And I just knew she'd be so fantastic. And I Nick had broken up with me in Finland, and I knew like the day after he broke up with me, we went to a restaurant, me and some of the producers.
I know this
And
story. I know this
yeah,
story.
and I told them, I was like, I have a friend. She's amazing. She cusses. She has her doctorate. Like she's from Wiener, Arkansas. Like you have to have her on the show. And so everybody loves Tia. It was exactly the perfect. I honestly tell the casting department, I'm like, you need to let me cast the show for you.
Have you tried to send any more Arkansas girls?
I've had a few girls reach out to me and be like, can you help me get my resume to the top of the pile? And I'll say yes, but I myself haven't put a girl like Tia in the forefront,
Yeah, you literally got her on the show. I think it's so crazy how she fell in love with Colton and he ended up being gay. Have you ever dated a gay man?
Not that I know of, but there's so much I could tell you. Oh my goodness. There's so much I could tell you about that.
Okay, well, you got to give us a little bit of something. Give us a little splash of tea. You don't have to say anything you don't want to.
I think Tia and I both had a conversation before he came out that we figured that was the case. But it would be very, very okay. For example, if you go back and watch when Adam and I show up on Paradise for a date with her and Colton,
I know the scene.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
I'm saying it without saying it. And we
Wow.
had talked about this before Paradise because some things happened. And I mean, the worst thing that I could say is out someone. I would never
Of
out someone.
course, especially
And
not on
I don't
TV.
know him like that. So this was
Yeah,
me just a gut intuition. I am so happy for Colton now. I
of
feel like
course.
it's just a burden that he would have always carried had he not come out, you know? But didn't want my friend suffering
And you
because
couldn't
of
tell her
his,
because you were on
yeah,
camera.
yes. But she knew what I was saying because we had talked about this before, because I
Yeah.
told her he's not being authentic, I think is the
Yeah.
word, to himself. He's not, I think that's how I worded it, you know?
Gotcha. Okay, interesting. What are your thoughts on Chris Harrison's podcast and kind of like him? I don't know if you probably didn't listen to it yet, but
I haven't listened to it yet. No.
he basically said that he's waited too long to do this and that he was advised to stay silent and he didn't want to add any more noise
Yeah,
to already so much noise because then it would have just
sure.
became more noise. And he also told everyone who tried to defend him to not post about him, not defend him because he didn't want them to go down with him. So
Yeah,
he felt like he just had to take it and just like, well, obviously he was wrong. He also owned up to that. Let's not forget
yeah,
that. He also said it was
right.
completely on him. He wasn't eloquent. He was messy. That wasn't him.
Yes.
But those are kind of like the highlights, and that it was just like a really difficult time for him, and that he doesn't want to be defined by that moment.
I haven't listened to the podcast yet, but I can only imagine because I would call Chris and Lauren friends of mine. And they're wonderful people that I think he messed up in that interview.
For sure.
And I don't think he should be, every good that he has done shouldn't be overshadowed
For
by that one
sure.
interview.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy for this podcast because it's going to show people that maybe have doubts about him where his heart truly is. And I think everyone has the right and does to not like someone or to like someone. So it's, people are going to say what they want to say, but he also has the right to try to make things right. And
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
feel
what he's
like
trying to do.
it is, but I really think he waited too long. Like I think he'll be fine. I think he has so many fans still. But I
Yeah.
really think that like he waited too long where it just like became his identity. And like he was also saying that he was never into like the scandal. Like when he was the host, like he was never in the press, he was never sharing his personal life. Like he
Yeah.
truly kept out of the drama. So once this happened, it just like overflowed his image.
I
And I feel
agree with
like
that.
he
Yeah.
waited too long to speak. And I wonder if it's maybe because like he had to wait 2 years.
Could be. And it also could just be being scared to say the wrong thing. I
Yeah.
don't know, but I can imagine it was very, very tough to try to navigate that. And when your reputation, like you have one job, everyone knows you for one job, and then you get fired from that job. It's like, who am I? What do I want to say?
Yeah.
Where do I go from here? I'm sure there was a lot of therapy processing and
Hmm.
figuring out what to do and what not to do. And sometimes it's just better to shut your mouth,
And just,
go through it,
yeah,
and come back
and come
later,
back.
even if it's a little bit too late. Because, he could have said some things where he made it worse
Uh-huh.
out of
True.
emotion or
That's what he
something.
was
I don't
preventing
know.
by, I think, not saying anything. And he actually did say that he's coming back this year, as in like he has more plans in 2023. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if we saw him like hosting other things, even if it's just like a show for a night. Like, so it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see. Um, we only have about 6 more minutes. So I want to know, you dabbled in the podcast world. You did it with Alexis, you did
Yes.
one with Adam. What kind of happened? How was that? And like, what kind of happened where you stopped doing that?
So I started out with Adam and it was really fun, but Adam works. A lot of people don't know this. Adam is in commercial real estate and he leaves the house, I'm not kidding, from 6, 7 a.m. in the morning. And he does not get back to the house at 6 or 7 at night.
Wow.
And so when he got home, we'd go record and he was just exhausted. He could bring nothing to the table. And like I remember there were a few episodes he was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, you have to banter, like have a conversation with me.
Uh-huh.
And he was just like, I got nothing. I'm on zero. And
Mhm.
so he just told me one day, I think it's too much. It's a fun hobby, but like it's just too much for me. So I called, I was under Girl with No Job and Jackie O, and
Yeah, they had the
they're
toast.
the toast, yeah. And I said, hey, Adam's exhausted. This is like not his cup of tea anyway. Can I bring Alexis on? And so she's like, yeah, that's totally fine. Alexis and I started doing the podcast, and it was really fun. It was actually a great outlet when the shutdown happened and the pandemic and everything, because
Uh-huh.
we only saw each other. It was me and Alexis every day.
Cool. Because she's in
But
Dallas with you.
yes,
Cool.
but I was just getting in a different place in my life than where Alexis was. And I just thought she had this comedic twist. I wanted to dive deeper into more personal things and also like different style interviews. So I was about to get married. I wanted to start having babies. I knew this was like not a forever thing for me. So I dipped out, and now Alexis has taken it as her own.
Cool.
Yeah.
And where are you at right now with like influencing or just like content? Are you just trying to like get through the year as a mom and like build your house? Like what's been going on? I feel like this interview really did show like what's going on. We have the baby
Yeah.
running all around, but I want everyone to know like truly like what you're up to right now before we head out
Yeah.
of here.
I think what I'm up to now is like I really want to dive a little bit more into influencing, because I really put it on the back burner. I always have ever. I mean, I come from
Yeah.
a very small town, 2,000 people. I
Mhm.
was given a platform overnight, and I really to this day struggle with what to share and what not to share. And I
Yeah.
think I'm finally ready to share a lot more, and with the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so that's my goal for this year. And, Adam and I want more children. We're going to
Yay.
build a house. We're going to do all the home stuff. So yeah, that's kind of just where I'm at. And I'm super enjoying motherhood. It's a lot, as you can see, but
I know.
I
But
love
honestly,
it.
like this has been the most like authentic interview because first of all,
This
me and
is real
Raven have
life.
been texting for a couple months. So we've become like
Yes.
actually friends, which is really cool.
Yes.
I actually only like have people on that I like have met or become like friendly with. So I'm
Yes.
like, that's why I was like, you need to just come on here. Like everyone could just see us. But like this has been so relaxed. Like I am always used to putting
No,
my like host hat on where I'm like, we're back, we're live. But like this has
I
just been
know.
so chill. So I hope that
And
people enjoyed this.
I feel so bad because I had this whole plan where I was just going to be so dedicated to talking to you. And then I have this little one running around. Like my babysitter, like I said, is recovering from a sickness and she wasn't able to come today. And so it's just, I was like, Zach, do you want to reschedule? Because we totally can. He's like, no, let's do it. So
Let's do it. Let's just show people like this is what it is. And we can
the
do this
real
again
thing.
when,
Yeah.
especially if like if you're watching The Bachelor for Zach season, if we need to go on
Yes.
live and like recap an episode,
I would
TikTok,
love that.
Instagram, like you can come back, like we can just like shoot the shit again and drink
Yes.
wine and make it more
Would
fun.
love it. Let's do that. I love that.
Okay, cool. Tell everybody where they could follow you and what is Gates eating for lunch today?
Well, he just dumped a bunch of blueberries out. So
Okay.
blueberries, some chicken, bananas. That's kind of his go-to meal right now. But yeah, you can follow me at Raven Nicole Gates on Instagram, and the same on TikTok. I'm on there a little bit. But
Okay.
on YouTube, you can just search Raven Gates Gottschalk and I'll pop up. I should pop up.
Perfect. Well, I will link all your socials in the description.
Thanks.
Make
Thank
sure you
you.
guys give this video a thumbs up and subscribe.
Yes.
Or if you're listening on Spotify, rate and review. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching or listening, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.